Welcome trophy hunters to my yearly celebration of artistic excellence. Today I'm going beyond gameplay, tasks and challenges to take a closer look at the digital works that represent our beloved PlayStation trophies. My selections are based solely on games I've played this year. Every game, in fact, not just the 21 platinums that I've gotten in 2023, but every game that I've loaded up and earned a trophy in. I'd love to hear some of your favourites that you've earned this year, especially from games I've never gotten round to playing, so do let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to check them out. I may do a secondary video of ones that are mentioned here, or perhaps I'll play them and save them for next year's video. I'm starting off then with some of the most disappointing art. Consider these dishonorable mentions, and these trophy arts commit the crime of being repeated throughout the whole list. No matter how good a game is, a trophy hunter can't forgive this sin. It's always disappointing and it comes across as lazy. After all, there's nothing better than individual trophy arts that stand out, especially to go along with the experience of earning them. These first 5 games are in no particular order, but first up is Baldur's Gate, the classic CRPG that was remastered and released on PS4 in 2016, the original releasing in 1998. A game then naturally full of lore, history and content. Unfortunate that the trophy art repeats itself. This would have been a great icon if it was an individual trophy art. Even if they changed the colour of the eyes or some of the saturation, it would have been a massive improvement. But unfortunately, we're left with the same image for bronze, silver, gold, and of course the platinum. Imagine individual trophy art showcasing the classic graphics of Baldur's Gate. The list is full of quest completion and the different choices you must make. The trophy names are decent, there could have been some really fun art involved here. A massive disappointment to be sure. Star Wars Jedi Knight, this one comes across as especially lazy given the subject matter. How do you fumble Star Wars trophy images of all things? It's not like you'd have a lack of ideas on what to use. The logo is fine, but earning it for every trophy gets tiresome. Perhaps even different coloured lightsabers would have been acceptable. Just look to Super Star Wars for fantastic trophy art, it's honestly some of my favourite. Getting this stock logo for your accomplishments is pretty abysmal. One of the biggest fumbles for me is a trophy called An Old Friend. Meet with Luke Skywalker. Very simple of course, not an epic moment in the game or anything. Luke's basically chilling at his temple whilst you talk to him, but the art could have been something special. A simple portrait or Luke overlooking into the distance. I think it's common that remasters and re-releases tend not to spend much time on the trophy art, probably to minimize cost, to get something out of an old game with the least amount of work. Disappointing to say the least. This one might be the worst out of the bunch, maybe even more so than the remasters I just talked about, as Chivalry 2 is a modern release. Think Battlefield, but with swords and arrows in medieval times. Yep, it's pretty much as fun as that sounds, but the trophy list is nothing but grinding. It's uninspired when you look at it. Win X map X times, kill X enemies, many variations of these trophy types. The stock logo repeats for each trophy, making it so underwhelming, a really bad list. It's a shame because it's actually a really fun game. One of the bigger trophy fumbles for me is for one of the only unique trophies in the game, Baker's Dozen. Kill 13 enemies with bread. Again, that's pretty much as hard as it sounds. I can only imagine what the art could have looked like here. Some kind of soldier getting a headshot with bread bouncing off him, crosses in his eyes, making it really cartoony. One can only dream. And lastly for this bit, a double whammy. God Eater Resurrection and God Eater 3. The same image is used throughout. but at least this one gets slightly more points for having colour variations for each trophy type. I'm not sure if I prefer the square art of Resurrection or the medal-like art of the third entry, but both are a tad basic. It's a shame because God Eater is a game I've never played before. This was my introduction to the series. It's games that have larger than life characters, unique monsters and weapons, all really cool looking, very stylish, with trophy names that are decent as well, like King of the Underworld, Lord of Bones, you know, that kind of thing. You'd expect something a little more exciting to pop out. I think any of the defeating monster related trophies are the biggest fumble. They could have showcased the excellent designs here, but unfortunately this is all we have. Time for my favourite platinum art then, for games that I've earned the platinum in this year. I'll be picking my top 5, plus I'll show all 21 at the end and you can decide if I made the best choices from what I had. So first up is The Messenger. This is probably the simplest looking platinum that I've earned this year, but sometimes simple is good. The design looks clean and deliberate. I really appreciate the 8-bit graphics and the pixelated border. The colour scheme is also very Messenger. I also like how it suits the game that it came from. Fallout 76. Bethesda's blatant misfire became one of my favourite platinums over the year. I enjoyed every aspect of the game in the end, but especially the trophy art. Trophy art in any Fallout game is always fantastic, and I've got every platinum in every game. Every trophy puts Pip-Boy front and center in the unique situations, so Pip-Boy holding a big trophy for me just feels right. He looks triumphant and proud. He does the same thing for all the other game platinums. It's kind of like tradition at this point. I like the Vault-Tec colours and the composition. It comes across as just a decent, classy platinum art, and I can't help but enjoy them when they're of this quality. Samurai Showdown, SNK's modern release, is a fantastic fighting game. It's a series known for its gore, its blood splatter, its slow pace but high damage gameplay, and of course its unique characters. The platinum image then, naturally, is a chill monkey wearing a hat in a cool little waistcoat holding a sword. Unfortunately, he's not a playable character or an end boss. I'm not really sure what he has to do with the game, but I am sure he's very wise. Twisted Metal 2, one of my favourite games from my childhood growing up. This re-release as a PS1 classic meant only one thing to me: trophies. And I'll say it again, I was the first person in the world to earn the PS4 Platinum, so probably one of the first to see this image. I loved the border, the colours, the fire effect. It's actually a pretty unique looking trophy. Sweet Tooth is a PlayStation icon, and this is exactly what I want for platinuming a game. Something that sums up the experience of 100%ing in a single image. My favourite platinum trophy art for this year then is Carrion, a Metroidvania where you play as the monster whilst trying to escape your confinement and eating scientists along the way. And here's the platinum image. I just love it. It's the last thing a lot of the poor scientists might have seen before being lunch. It's my top pick because of how well it conveys the game. A lot of games platinums have very centered compositions, symmetrical elements, or portray a medal or a trophy. Not this. It's just the monster. You are the monster. You're gonna attack and do monster-like things. This image is chaos and horror, but packaged in a close-up of pixelated reds and teeth. It's really cool. It's easily my favourite platinum trophy art this year, and I hope I've convinced you why. Okay guys, that about wraps up this video. Here are all the platinum images from this year. Let me know if you agree with my top 5 picks, and it's cool if you don't. I'd love to hear your opinions and about any platinum images you've enjoyed over the years. I'm considering doing retrospective trophy art videos like this one, but for 2022, 2021 and so forth. Let me know what you think of that. I'm really looking forward to showing you my top 20 trophy arts for the year in my next video, as it was a much bigger pool of trophies to choose from. Anyways, please subscribe if you enjoyed. Take it easy as always, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.